Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, do we have any absences for today?
None, ma'am.
Okay, that's great for having a complete attendance. So give yourself a round of applause. Now, before we start our lesson for today, I would like to remind everybody of our classroom rules and standards. So everyone, can you read?
Sit erect. Raise your right hand if you want to answer. Ask permission if you want to go out. Listen attentively.
Thank you. So can I expect that from you, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now, kindly read our objectives to guide you for today's lesson.
At the end of the period, 85% of the students are expected to attain 75% accomplishments in differentiating verbal communication and non-verbal communication accurately and recognize its different types. Performing short role-play using verbal and non-verbal cues in conversations, dialogues, and interviews, and displaying interest in the lesson through active participation, peer activity, and group work.
Okay, now, do you want to play a game?
Yes,
Are
ma'am!
you excited?
Yes, ma'am!
Okay, so the title of our game is called Charades. So this game is so simple. Based on its title, all we need to do is to guess what the actor will act and will immediately say it aloud. So first, I will need one volunteer to be the actor. Any volunteer from your class? Okay, so Miss Nova will be the actor. Now, I will divide the class into two. So the right side will be the group 1 and the left side will be the group 2. What are we going to do is to guess the actor's action, and it could be a word or a phrase. And the actor will pick a paper and act it out in front of you. So the first team who could shout what the word the actor is portraying would gain 1 point, and the group with the highest point or with the highest score the highest guess would be the winner. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's begin. Everyone, pay attention. Okay, so let us assume that the game is done. Did you enjoy the game?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for your participation. Now, I have here a short video clip of a conversation between a wife and a husband. So you will observe their actions and whatever they do, and note that what you see. And afterward, I will present pictures where you will identify what type of communication it belongs to. So are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, assuming that the video is done. Okay, everyone read the instruction.
Match column A with column B. Column A contains pictures that should be paired with the words or phrases in column B.
Okay, thank you. So can anyone match column A to column B? Okay, let's assume that the activity or that you are done answering the activity. So thank you so much for your participation. Now, based on the activity, what have you observed in the presented video and pictures? Anyone can answer? Yes, Miss Kudan.
The picture shows different types of communication.
That's right. Now, who can point out what picture shows disagreement? Yes, sir.
The letter C.
Okay, that's right. The letter C shows disagreement. How about who can give how about the pictures that shows agreement? Yes, ma'am.
Picture A.
Okay, picture A shows agreement. Because they are family members. Now, who can give me another example of having conversation aside from the presented video? Another example of having a conversation aside from the presented pictures. Okay, so let us assume that you have done answering the questions now. Okay. Now, who can guess what are the two types of communication? Yes, Miss Asmia, please answer. The two types of communication.
Verbal and non-verbal communication.
Okay, that's correct. Thank you words before? Okay. So, if not, don't worry because we will learn about it today. Now, learners, I have a question for you. In your own opinion, what is communication? Yes. Yes, that's right. Very good. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word communication? Dialogue, yes. Another? Conversation, that's right. All your answers are correct. That's the first concept people think when we hear the word communication. Specifically, that refers to the interpersonal communication. Automatically, we connect communication to speaking. However, communication is not limited to speaking alone. Communication is a complex process that includes a variety of ways and forms. Now, everybody, read the definition of communication to further your knowledge.
Communication is the sum of all things that a person does while interacting with others. It involves a continuous process of telling, listening, and understanding.
While communicating, people share ideas and exchange feelings and thoughts. Can you still follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us continue. Kindly read the definition of interpersonal communication.
Interpersonal communication is the process of exchange of information, ideas, and feelings between two or more people through verbal and non-verbal methods.
Okay, so it often includes face-to-face exchange of information through voice, facial expressions, gestures, and body language. So one question, what is the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication? Any idea? You have any? Yes, ma'am.
I think the verbal communication happens when there's an exchange of ideas through words, ma'am, and then non-verbal communication is through gestures or facial expressions.
That's right. Thank you so much for your answer. Now let's have another activity with the same group. Let's have I have here a short video about verbal and non-verbal communication. So please let us assume that the video that you have done watching the video. Now, to further your ideas about it for 10 minutes with the same group, I want you to create a PowerPoint presentation recognizing and identifying the different types of verbal and non-verbal communication, and the guidelines will also be given. Then afterward, you will be given 5 minutes to report your topic in front of the class, and feedback will immediately be given. And after the two groups have reported, so the group 1 will be assigned to the verbal communication, and the group 2 will be assigned to non-verbal communication. Okay, so let us assume that you have done this activity. Now, okay. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for your participation. Now, you already know that verbal communication has two forms, which are oral and written communication. Okay, when we say oral communication, it includes all types of communication that use speaking. Hence, this communication needs a sense of hearing to understand it. So these are face-to-face talk, telephone conversations, video conferences, Zoom meetings, nonverbal. Now, let's talk about nonverbal communication. So, nonverbal communication refers to the behavioral aspect of communication, both intentional and unintentional. And hence, nonverbal communication is also regarded as communication without words. So, it is powerful. It reveals a lot about our message as communicators. When someone frowns at what we say, that may means that he or she disagrees with our statement. Or when someone claps his hand while we are talking, that may mean that he or she is amazed by our statement. So generally, there are 6 types of communication. Can we read?
Of non-verbal communication are facial expression, gesture, proximity, touch, eye contact, and appearance.
Okay, thank you. Now, from your own discussion and presentation, were you able to get the 6 types of nonverbal communication?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how about verbal communication?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you have any questions, clarifications, or suggestions?
None, ma'am.
Okay. Now, if then I will group you into 3. What you are going to do is to pick a paper here in front of those who have the same number will be teammates. So we will be having a role play regarding verbal and non-verbal communication. So using your devices, you can video or record yourself or your teammates while doing the act. Now, the team who got number 1 will act like they're having a conversation. Number 2 will have a dialogue, and the team who got number 3 will have verbal and non-verbal communication in an interview. Now, use all the forms of verbal and non-verbal communications that we have discussed. I will give you 10 minutes to practice and 3 minutes to present your role play. Any question?